Whoa. That was very strange. Hi, everyone. I was just going to do a video on here, and it's like super zoomed in. I got a question earlier of why I'm wearing a hat. It's just so dang cold here in Minnesota. It is just freezing. It's a freezing. Hi, Beverly. Okay. Hi. So it is 9:00. I'm just going to stand for a little bit because I am reading the best book and I want to climb into bed and read it. I'm reading The Women. And I'll tell you, I was super intimidated by the length of it. I'm reading it for my Coops Troops book club. And I didn't think that I would like it all that much. So good. So good. So good. So good. I just have a few things to share with you. I'm going to just do a quick video. I want to give you all something to smile about. And give you hope. I have 2 smaller children upstairs that should be in bed, and they're not. And that makes me mad. Today is technically our Monday. We didn't have school Monday or Tuesday, so it's Wednesday, obviously, but today was our Monday. And my little kids are always very emotional on the first day back to school, just overtired, and they hadn't been in school for 5 days. So they're definitely tired. And, I don't share much about my other children to the masses. I share a lot to my, my supporter group. But my daughter is having some challenges with toileting. And so today I brought her to her first session of play therapy, and I loved it. I loved it. I just met the most delightful therapist. She was wonderful. And she said, little kids don't tell us when they're scared or when they're sad, or they show us through play. And she goes, it doesn't happen overnight, but after building some rapport with her, and she was just so knowledgeable and so wonderful. And so we're going to start that every Wednesday. So I brought her to that today. And then she also had a visit with an occupational therapist. And it was good too. It was really good. My oldest son, Cooper, who's 14, we've done all the evaluations and intakes and occupational therapy and speech therapy and all these things. He needed it then and needs it now, and he has a disability, and the road to get where we are is like this, paved with lots of big feelings. And so today I brought my neurotypical daughter in for OT, and watching her grab a game and play it and talk and advocate for herself and ask questions and listen and do all the things, I find myself chuckling at times because I see how it's supposed to work. And I've been quoted saying with my oldest, I had the only kid that therapy didn't work for. It's just therapy has always been, whether it's been speech or OT or physical, it's always been like pulling teeth with Cooper. He just was an unwilling participant for whatever was coming his way. So watching my daughter do all the things and just be so charming and lots of big feelings. I felt definitely a lot of big feelings. And I have said a million times, watching kids walk in a line and sit in a circle and follow rules, listen to directions, it is mind blowing. Neurotypical development is mind blowing. I have 3 neurotypical kids and 1 with a disability, and it blows my mind. Anywho, so I haven't really touched on this, but I shared a video the other day. My son Cooper zipped his coat up by himself. Now, I want to just touch on that. So he's 14, and I know that 14-year-olds should be able to zip their coats. There are certain skills that we didn't know if he'd ever be able to do. So tying shoes, he cannot tie his shoes. I'm never going to say never because this kid amazes me all the time. I don't think that he'll ever be able to tie his shoes. He can put on his Kizik's, his Vans. He can slip his foot in. We're fine. We live in a world now where we don't have to have tied shoes. But I don't think tying shoes will ever be something he can do. Another really nearly impossible thing for him is holding a pencil or a pen or even a marker. Cooper's hands, there's just no hand strength. And again, we've done OT and PT and fine motor and gross motor, and we're not giving up. But like if he was here, and we don't even have writing on his IEP anymore, it's typing. It's like this. Like, so it's just, there's just nothing there. And I decided years ago, I'm like, it is way more important to me that he can type. That's what's important to me. So, we said goodbye to shoe tying. We've said goodbye to using a pencil. Another thing that's really hard for him, and I don't know if he'll ever be able to do, again, not saying ever, is washing his body and his hair. So when we still wash him in the shower. We reach a hand in, or Jamie showers with him, but I just reach a hand in. And it's so cute. Like, we'll put soap in his hair, and we always practice. And I'm like, wash your hair. And so I'm wearing a hat. Sorry, I'm so cold. But so I'll be like, wash your hair, and I'll put some soap here, and he'll be like this. That's how he washes his hair. And that's actually a really hard skill. Just, they have a tool. I've seen it at Ulta and different places. Like, it looks like a squid, like a circle kind of that you hold on to, and it has, you can scrub with it. I haven't got one for Cooper yet, but so washing his body, that's something I don't know if he could ever fully do, but maybe. Another one is, zipping up his coat. And so I can fully say to you, that kid will never zip up his coat. He couldn't even grab the ends. Like, his fingers just don't work properly. And so we have been zipping up his coat for 14 years. Zipping him up. So the other day I was talking to my girlfriend on the phone, and she was telling me how her son had an eval with an occupational therapist, and the occupational therapist said that he could zip up his coat. And she's like, I know he can't. She's like, I know he can't. So the therapist lied. And we just had a conversation about that. And it kind of reignited something in me that I'm getting older and Cooper's getting older, and someday I'm not going to be here. And I want him to be able to zip up his coat. And I'm like, I can work on this again, I guess. And I was actually thinking what I would do is I was thinking this, I'll get a sweatshirt or something and put it on a board. So like lay the sweatshirt down, the zip up, put a board on it, and then put the sides over. So there's a hard surface. And I thought I could even stabilize it. I was like thinking all these different plans. This is how special needs parents have to think. Like, how do I, for example, when we taught Cooper to buckle his seatbelt, it took years. I had a seatbelt from a junkyard from a car at a junkyard that had been junked. And so we practiced with the seatbelt, do this in the house. We practiced it at different places. No, Rachel, I know what you're saying, but I have 3 other kids. So I feel like my whole world it's not just about autism. My whole world is about kids. So I'm exhausted just being a mom, truthfully. My life is pretty split up. I mean, Sawyer's at hockey right now. He has a playoff game tomorrow. He had an Egypt project today. Winnie needs help with this. Harbor has sight words. I mean, I'm just exhausted by parenting right now, but I'm pretty diversified between my 4 kids. When I just had Cooper, my life was all autism, but now it's different. So, but the seatbelt thing, so, we were always figuring out creative ways to teach him things. And so I had that conversation a couple days ago with my friend, and I got Cooper off the bus, and it's freezing here, so he was wearing his coat. It was zipped up. And so he came in, and I unzipped his coat, and I took it off. And then I had him, and he thought I was nuts. I had him put it back on, and I said, I want you to zip your coat. We were just standing right over here in the entryway. And he looked at me, and he smiled, no help, grabbed each side, and zipped his coat up. I screamed so loud, I scared our dog. Like, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, Cooper. And he just like laughed at me. And so I was like, unzip it. And so he unzipped it. And I was like, do it again. He did it again. I made my husband come in and watch, because sometimes I think I'm crazy. I'm like, did I just imagine that? I am telling you, I never thought, and I don't think I'm a negative person, but I was just like, hey, Ann, I was like, there's no way this kid will, it's just too hard. And so the first funny thing about that, how long has he known how to zip up his coat? And he's having me do it every time. A little shish kebab. So this is the other thing I was saying to my friend. We had this hilarious conversation about this. My other 3 kids, my neurotypical kids, have always been like, I do it. I'll do it myself. My daughter, Winnie, she has to brush her own teeth. She has to dress herself. She has to buckle her own seatbelt. I mean, it's like, girlfriend, you're the most independent person ever. Chill out, right? It's so nuts. Cooper, who's 14, never once. He's never been, I'll do it. He's always wanted it done for him. Cooper reminds me of like a prince. He would just lay back, fan me, serve me. So funny. The difference between, and I really think that's a big part of development, right? Like a big part of development is the desire for independence. I can do this myself. I don't need any help. And Cooper, like he would still have us dress him 100% of the time. And we really, really do. He got out of the bath the other day and he came downstairs and I was like, go put some clothes on now. And so this is his help. I know his signs are different than everyone else's, but this is his help. And so I said, dude, you're 14. Go try, and I'll come up in a few minutes. He comes running downstairs and he's like, ah! He was wearing pants on inside out and backwards, pockets out, because it was inside out, underwear inside out, backwards, practically upside down. But here's the deal. We're so proud of him for trying. We're so proud of him for Tank, no, for trying and doing. And so it's nothing but celebration that he does it himself. Hey, Sauce. Oh, boy. How was practice?
Good.
I missed you.
Missed you too.
Did you practice the big kids?
Mm-hmm.
Were they way bigger than you?
Yeah.
Sawyer had to practice the bantam. So was that 8th grade? Or was that 8th and 9th?
8th and 9th, 10th.
What was it like? Did you get checked?
We didn't play with them.
Oh, you're just on the same ice.
Yeah.
Oh. Big playoff game tomorrow night. Big game. Who are we playing?
Fagan Callahan is watching.
I'm like, who? You're playing Lakeville South. Oh, Dad's mad about his Chicago Fire or PD. Jamie.
I love that show.
Jamie paused his show to go pick up Sawyer, and it must not have stayed the same. I didn't touch it. I had no idea.
So, if you see what's wrong with my face, I was snowmobiling, and my dad took my ski mask that was protecting my face, and I got frostbite. So, I took my helmet off, and my cheeks were
frozen.
And my cheeks were frozen. Be quiet.
Look at his hair. Isn't that cute? Okay, that's ridiculous. Your hair kind of looks red in the top one. Okay, boy. Love you. I'll miss you. Thanks for coming. It's my TED Talk.
TED Talk?
He's so cute. Saucy. Oh my goodness. He's just a lot of boy, that one. But no, I think that they have practiced, back to what I was saying, I think they have practiced zipping. They must have. I'm going to message them. The other thing that I'm fully going to credit the school for is Cooper can fully wash his hands independently. That is all the school. So if you're a teacher, if you're a para, if you're an OT at a school, speech therapist, thank you for everything you do. You have taught our kids so much. One more thing that I feel is impossible for Cooper, but I know nothing is impossible for Cooper. I wish that he could open his Capri Sun straw and put it in the Capri Sun pouch. Cooper only drinks water and a couple of Capri Suns a day, maybe like at lunch and dinner. He'd have just water too, but that's his other drink that he enjoys. And he's never been able to do it. I wish that's one that he could do. My friend's husband, Ernie, was trying to teach him how to open up a chip bag, which made me smile. Pinch and pull, I heard him say. I thought that was cute. But so the reason I'm sharing this video with you is there are so many skills that my other 3 kids have just learned. Today at this eval, they're like, when did your daughter start using silverware? And I was like, I don't know, 9 months. I mean, I'm joking, but Winnie's and Harbor have always used silverware and always drank from a cup. And you know what I'm saying? It's just, it was never a skill they had to learn. They just did. And with Cooper, that's the thing with autism that I want the world to know. For whatever reason, I just do, is that every skill that you see him doing, he has had to practice and work at. And it's just, all of it is so much work for him. And so us, parents of kids with disabilities, we make such a big deal about things. And it's because it is. It is a big deal. I mean, I think about the fact that he can put his Kizik's on now or zip his coat. Just think about when I'm 75 and I don't have to zip his coat. I don't have to put his shoes on. So if I can just give you, this is what I needed someone to tell me when Cooper was younger. You have time. You have time to teach them things. It's not all or nothing today or tomorrow. You have time. The skills will come, but you have to keep teaching them. You have to. And I know you're tired. I'm tired too. We're all tired. I'm tired by all of them. But just that conversation with a friend rejuvenated me to work on the coat zipping. I need to work on the Capri Sun. I need to work on teeth brushing. It's just as many things that we can help them be as independent as possible. It's such a big deal because it's a little less off your plate. We got to keep teaching them. We have to. So yeah, I just wanted to, I'm proud of that little bug. I had a in-person support group last night, and our speaker was a therapist, and she spoke about anxiety in children. It was fascinating discussion. My mind just went blank. Sasha, he can buckle his seatbelt. He learned that when he was 9, and he is very religious with his seatbelt. He would never ride in the car without a seatbelt being on. He will tell you it's on. I don't even have to check anymore. He wears his seatbelt. But what was I going to tell you about anxiety? Something with skills. It's left me. This happens now. This happens to me. I'm saying things and then they disappear. What was it? Something with anxiety. Dang it. I don't know. Okay. Cooper has a field trip coming up. He's going bowling. I'm going to join him for that. We're going to ride separately. Our field trips for bowling are like 4 or 5 hours, and I don't think that Cooper could do something like that for 4 or 5 hours. So we are going to go drive separately and just go bowl a game and then come home. That's what I was going to tell you. This is not the thing, a different thing. So I have a Coops Troops. I do in-person events, and so if you're near Minnesota and want to come, we're doing a trampoline park on Sunday. And I didn't think that he would care all that much. So this morning or last night, I said to him, do you want to go to a trampoline park and jump? He was so excited. He made me write it down. I told him his friends were going. It's the cutest thing. So today he reminded me. He's like, E, which is for him, it's his sign for jump. And I was like, dude, you're going. We are going to a trampoline park on Sunday. So we always go before it opens, and we rent it out. So it's just our families, and no one's uncomfortable, and the kids can all relax, and parents can be themselves. But it's so fun to see him excited. It means so much to me that he's excited. We don't always have that, and it matters. So I will let you know how all that goes. Okay, I'm going to go crawl in bed. I'm going to go read my book, The Women, and relax. Thank you all for chatting. Please check out my website. I have so many events coming up, especially book-related ones, lots of travel. If you want to meet me, I'm going to be out and about, and we love when people come. So my website's findingcoopersvoice.com. Click on events. See you there. Okay. Bye. Goodbye.